We're in the workshop. I'm just checking these out. You can see there's places where it's just no longer soaking in, and actually that's a lot of places. But there's also places where it isn't soaking in. So you can see where it is soaking in, beg your pardon. So I think we're going to kind of give them another coat. Let's have a look on the back. Yeah, the backs look fine, don't they? I'm just going to give the fronts another coat and see where that gets us. The motor pad is now starting to look kind of the same thing. You can see where it's sort of a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, where it's a bit shiny. I'm trying to get an angle so you can see where it's not soaking in, and then there's places where it is soaking in quite well. Could be where I haven't maybe sanded the old coating off properly. Either way, it's going to be protected. We'll keep our eye on it, and I think it needs another coat. I think if in doubt, you put another coat on. You can always wipe it, clean. So we're going to do that now. Bit boring, these videos, to be frank, aren't they? Just, painting and varnishing videos are boring. I find them boring. I'm sure you find them boring. But hey, I want to put the whole story up here. So there we go. So I'm not going to record it. I'm just going to show you when I'm done. We'll move on to something else. So there we go. Last coat. This is the last coat. I did it so thin on all of this wood. You can see on here. Look, it's just sort of, it's soaking in here still, but it's just dripping everywhere else. So I've just got to quickly go over that. But I think these are done. So here's my solar panel. And this gives out, I think, 50 watts. And my outboard gives out 60 watts. So, this is really nicely measured for the battery I've got. The battery's just here, actually. It is, I always forget, is it 288 watt hours. So if this is running at full capacity, divide 288 by 50 and you get about 5 hours, 6 hours to charge the battery fully from this. I think it's going to be okay. We've also got the motor, of course. Now, normally you'd stick this on the hull somehow, and you just have a cable going from this underneath through the hull to the battery, and there we go. We've got our charge cable. However, I also want to charge the battery from the motor. It makes no sense struggling in poor weather when you've got the motor on. You may as well be using that electricity to charge the battery. So the original idea was to have this hull fitting connector on the face of the hull, and it would be underneath here. But we've got a problem, because here's the connector and it creates, so this would go either from the solar panel or from the engine, and we've got this problem because this is quite high. So we'd need the solar panel quite high, and it would also need, it's not going to be realistic having that underneath as well. It's going to be so fiddly to fit. So we've got a few problems. I did entertain just, having this through the hull or just having it loose. But then, I wonder about having just loose cables on the hull. It's much better to have this, maybe just forward of the solar panel with this in, and then you can connect up your motor one very quickly and plug it in. So I think what we're going to have to do is move this forward of the solar panel. And then we'll have a cable from here that will go into it, and a cable from the motor that would go into it, and the battery should manage the motor and or the solar panel. It's got its own power management feature on board. Last job we've got to do is this little thing. I don't know whether this is waterproof at all, this thing, but we definitely need to cover these USB slots up. So I'm just going to pour some silicone into those, and just, you'd be able to pull that out if you need to. And I may just put a little bit of silicone around the outside here at the same time I do that, just to cover this up. You know, we're not really going to be able to do anything else with that really. And oh, there is a bit of air in there, and you should really get rid of the air, but it's a bit hard when you've got silicone in there. So we're just going to kind of go with it. Now I've left this silicone green because I thought it would be just useful to have it a bit of a different colour. And it doesn't have to look neat at all, it just has to do the trick. So we're just going to put that like that, and then I'm just going to try and get a little bead around here and hope that this sort of sticks. It's not the world's greatest aesthetically pleasing job, this, but it's a bit like sealing up your bathroom or your sink in your bathroom or your kitchen. And now I'm just going to push, try and find any air gaps. I don't think there is any air gaps because I pushed that quite well in. And let that settle slightly at an angle so it doesn't come off here. And I'm hoping this will set and not drip down, but time will tell. So I thought I'd show you this. I'm so excited about this. They've been on order for a few weeks now, but these are called the Small Rig Big Dream. And what they're called, what they are, is a little case for my DJI camera. Let's try and open it. You open it at the back. Obviously I'm recording on my DJI now, so I can't show it to you, but you put the camera in that way, close that up, and this is proper like aluminium. It's rugged as anything. Now you have two magnetic connection points here and on the side for vertical shots. And here also they have the screw holes, so you can actually screw those directly to most of your, you know, camera or extension sticks that have that sort of little hole on them. So you don't even need the DJI mount. But more importantly, it's got a hot shoe here. So let's pop this in. So our little lighting worries are now resolved. Those of you that did notice I was using this light with my DJI, I actually 3D printed a little thing that clicked into here, and then the light would fit onto that. But it was only temporary. It was very cheap. It kept breaking, but it did the job for a little while anyway. Anyway, so the other thing that this should allow is this is my DJI mic, and as you know, you get the two little lapel mics. Now I've tested these and they're amazing. You know, on a windy day you get much better sound. However, the problem is that, you know, I've been recording straight onto these, so then I download those as sound files, and then I have to kind of match them up to my videos, which isn't a major issue, but it is time consuming. Now, these have a little, let's just get rid of this. Whoopsie daisy. So this is a receiver that comes with the two microphones. And the receiver can plug straight into the DJI camera. So I always get this the wrong way around. It's that way. So it comes with a, for me, USB-C connector. Now, this goes into the side of the camera. And this has been specially designed so it will fit on the side of the camera. So is it that way or is it this way? So there you can feel it kind of clicks into that little hole there. So I'll be able to have my camera with the light on, but also I'll be able to wear one of these close to me, which you can fit like little mufflers onto and all kinds of things. But that sound will be the microphone from this camera. So that will give me a way better setup. Oh, by the way, you can unclick that as well. So that will give me a way better setup, especially on windy days. I can have this set up on the camera that I hold. And I can, when I'm taking videos from the other cameras, I'll just use the sound on this camera and sync that up. Which is brilliant. It will make it a lot easier to sync up. People have complained at times about the sound quality and the lighting quality. Fine, fair enough. I absolutely am with you on that. Hopefully this will be a really good solution to it.